So here we are, still talking about Ramadan preparation for the week two, so preparing our body. And last time we talked about how to hydrate, how to stay hydrated, and how to make sure that we are eating in a more hydrating manner. So I thought I'll share a few recipes, a few ways of cooking that I found to be helpful in increasing hydration because our body doesn't just accept water without any minerals in it, but it really needs a structured water, and structured water is what you find in plants and fruits and things like that, or you structure it by creating a stream-like situation. So here's something that you could start eating now. So smoothies are not the best form of food processing, if you ask me, because you avoid the chewing part, and in chewing lies your digestive health. Because the more you chew, the more saliva you secrete, and that saliva starts to digest your food right from your mouth. But it's still better than buying something from outside or processed things. So once in a while, you could like smoothies and soups, basically. Take it in smaller quantities, but if that gets you hydration, then do have that. So if you do have smoothie, then still add some, cut up fruits to it, and maybe add some cooked grains, or you can stew your fruit like what I do with my apples. I cook them in water, and I put some, cardamom and cloves in it, and some ginger, and then just boil it up, and then it, especially in winter, for my body type, it really works that I have warm things and keeps me warm. So you could use milk, you could use oats or any other grain like buckwheat, quinoa, barley, anything like that will be good to include. And you can pair it with soaked nuts and other fibrous grains like, I mentioned the quinoa and the or you could do overnight oats with fruits. So make it with your preferred grain, cooked or not. You could cook the oats. You can add chia seeds, and they swell up by the morning. Whatever helps to digest things quickly and give you the fiber and hydration. So together, fiber and water create the bulk that will keep your tummy full, and also gives you the nutrition. So try that. And the other one is keep integrating vegetables into everything to get that structured water. So include salads. It could be lightly cooked, or even grated. So like the radish, if you grate it, soups at the end of a meal are really good. You can add some herbs as garnishing. You can do steamed vegetables, baking them with water, or I'll tell you bone broth in the next one. And you can add dressing on top. So make your own dressing. The simplest form of dressing is really, grating some garlic on it, lemon juice, some salt, and a little bit of olive oil, and that's about it. Instead of buying store, the ones that you'll buy in any package will have preservatives. And the moment you start adding preservatives and colors and flavors, that's when we start to build toxins in our body, and then it all gets stored in the liver. So you can prepare your vegetables in broth. And I'll tell you the recipe for the broth. You can make your own pancakes at home. So get your flour, either buckwheat or whole wheat or whatever flour you need, and whisk up the eggs in that flour with a little bit of milk or water, or if you want to process some of your nuts and take out the milk from that, add some chia seeds to it, and or you can just grind up some nuts, and then it really cooks really well on a non-stick pan. So you don't need to buy the packaged pancake packages. And then this last one is about cooking in bone broth. So, bone broth is really good, especially during Ramadan. It hydrates as well as gives you the protein, and really keeps you clean and warm. So this is the recipe that I use. So get bones from grass-fed beef, especially beef, not chicken that much. And for every 3 quarts of water, add 1 lemon or lime sliced with peel, and then 1 large onion chopped, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, 2-inch piece of ginger, 1 bay leaf, 5 to 8 black peppercorns, broccoli stem or kale stem. So every time you bring a broccoli or kale and you chop away the stem, then I put it in a freezer bag and stick it in the freezer. And when I'm making bone broth, I bring it all out and put it in there. So it gets the calcium out of the kale, and especially the lemon is really helpful to leach out the calcium from the bones as well as from the kale and broccoli stems. And you can use any of the other vegetables too, the hardy ones like turnips and parsnips, cabbage, rutabagas, whatever. Add some carrots to it. Add a radish with the tops, any squashes if you want. It'll give a little sweeter flavor to your bone broth. You can add any other greens, celery stalks, and mushrooms. So feel free to add more or less of those things. And once you add all those ingredients with the salt, and just place it on slow cook setting. Here I have gas, so I'm okay to let it cook for 12 to 24 hours. I even put it in the oven at 300 degrees overnight, and it really brings everything beautiful. It comes out really well. And it just in the last hour you can add remaining ingredients, and then cool and strain, and then throw out all the other vegetables, and then you just have the clear broth. And now you can use that broth for so many things. You can cook your rice in it. You can put it in lentils. So that's what I do. In everything, then I use broth instead of oil for cooking. So even when you're having fish, I don't use broth in that, but what I'm showing over there is that you can always do it in water, because fish will give out its own oils and then have lots of vegetables there. So that's a plate at the bottom that my son has created. So his own version of cooking. So he used bone broth for cooking his rice, and then he made an egg separately. So that's what I do, and you can give it a try to give yourself hydration. Now, what do you do if you're eating restaurant cooked food? So, if you are getting restaurant cooked food, one, don't get it in big quantities. Get it only for the occasional taste. So here you can see on the left, I have a little bit of, that's the little red piece. That's the tandoori chicken that we got from a restaurant. But the rest of it is at home. So I have a lot of, sprouts, steamed broccoli, lots of onions, and then I make my own cooked vegetable with brown rice. So yeah, once you've paired it all up, you've crowded it out. So then you're not having to suffer because you really don't know what you're getting when you get from the restaurant. So that's what it is for today. I hope that helps. And thanks.